Greetings, beautiful fire signs. Welcome to the fire sign reading. We have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius with a general card for all three of you. Fiery, firesome fires. Yes. So you can be listening to this if your sun sign is a fire. However, if you have plenty of fire in your chart, this might be relevant to you. Especially if you have a fire sign in your rising, in your moon, or your Venus. So if you do not know, you can go on to websites such as astrotwins.com. I like them. They're pretty self-explanatory, pretty intuitive. It's simple, easy to read and use. So, what of Aries? This is the Starman Tarot. One card for Aries, please. Justice. And I'm going to grab a partner card just because a whole bunch of cards came out. So we'll get some clarity on that justice for you, Aries. King of Cups. So, burning away and balancing. Head and heart balancing. Head, heart, body. Unifying. That King of Cups. We're going to read about the King of Cups. The justice that you are currently seeking in peace and harmony is on its way. The King of Cups travels through his kingdom appreciating a watery realm which brings such life and sustenance. So, emotions are going to be balancing with head and body and bringing about abundant energy to life. The transformative properties that you're currently going through are unique and there's going to be a sense of ease with life. So, his presence is symbolized symbolizing that value can be seen in everything. I mean, you see this like kind of junk car he's riding on here, but there's still value that is coming from that you can see is coming down from there. So things may not always present their value in the way that you are used to or that others are used to. However, there will be a balancing in that aspect. So appreciating the power of the arts in all their forms to convey individual and collective life stories, both as a cause for celebration and as a cathartic release and purification. Venture into unfriendly, dark, and unpleasant places to infuse them with good humor. Embody the ideal of polishing one's mind and body to foster a spirit of harmony. Kind of a ninja, an emotional ninja here at this time. So, calm, creative, and wise influences at hand. Great inner strength that is easily accessed and brings natural grace and joy. The unseen is seen, accepted, and beautifully expressed. Fear is dissolved in the elixir of harmony. Compassionate and kind nature, dramatic and living grandiose, receiving artistic success and belief in self and in others. Just burning with justice here. Let's read just a brief bit of justice, number 11. The principle of consequences, you reap what you sow, reclaim your power, take an honest inventory of your life, acknowledge your successes and defeats. Poetic justice is kind of coming through here, so really, like, if you are so inclined, get down with your poetry, with your writing. Use that to balance this fieriness within you. And I don't know, images of like working out, running, going to the gym, those kinds of things are coming through for you as well right now. Alright. So for Leos, this is the wild unknown archetypes. Currently we're listening to the Heka ancient magic, esoteric music. It is at 444 hertz. So for Leos, the threshold. You are at the threshold. We've seen Chronicles of Riddick. The threshold, bring us to the threshold. Okay. The door, the gate, the initiation, Leos. We cross thresholds continually, consciously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. This is signifying that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one. However, you have arrived at a threshold of initiation, here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what is next. Burn it up. See, you see this? All this is burning up. A metaphorical death must occur. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into your new reality. This is the liminal realm. One step, dear friend, just take that one necessary step toward the future that calls you. When in light, growth, individuation, ease in the liminal, and when dark, resisting, refusal to grow, barriers, boundaries. So, suggesting in order to go deeper, lie on the floor and listen to Bob Dylan's Standing in the Doorway. You could also lie on the floor and pick one of the guided meditations. Probably the Indigo Moons, excuse me, Indigo Moons, Your True Essence. That one. Or perchance one of the chakras, like the solar plexus chakra one. The color yellow is really coming through. So in Hindu mythology, Ganesh is the ultimate gatekeeper. Look to the great elephant god for support. Hecate, which we're listening to Hecate, the Heka ancient magic. Oh, forgive me for a second. That just like little things like that make me giddy for a second. I have to honor that. Okay. Also, Ganesh, my partner is a Leo and has a Ganesh tattoo. Anywho, so Hecate, Yanis, and Menshin are also watching over you. So research those divine supporters. And then we're crossing a threshold, may not always be voluntary. Sometimes we are thrown across the boundary through circumstances far beyond our control. Either way, we cannot go back. Alright? Do not go back. Quit looking back. Quit looking to the past. Alright, Leos. That's enough for you. And now we have Sagittarius, who has been waiting so patiently. The Starseed Oracle. Loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Ask for God's help when you need. We're cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty, the part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us, or clinging to it for fear of it not staying of its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. A Course in Miracles tells us, whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said, you can only lose what you cling to. Indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter, to surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're clinging to will go away. It may, or it may stay, but you can be sure that what is for you will find you, and you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. Ask yourself, what are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? Oh, Sagittarius, I feel that. I feel you. Me feely. Okay. My fire signs, a general card for all of you. Oops. From the Star Codes Astro deck. And look at this beautiful artwork. Just admire that for a second. Neptune, vision. So, make a vision board, journal, meditate, bounce ideas off of other people, brainstorm. Like a cool blue pearl floating in an inky sea, this planet symbolizes how we float in the ocean of the collective conscious. Neptune, the modern ruler of Pisces, takes about 165 years to tour the zodiac. On a practical level, it signals water, liquids, oils, and art supplies. So, fire signs, you are being asked to calm your fieriness with some waters of creativity. On a challenging day, it shows how we avoid gritty reality, whether we escape through our imagination, addictions, or martyrdom. On a lovely day, Neptune speaks of spirituality, imagination, and psychic perception. Your action is to pray, meditate, use your intuition and your divination abilities, and rest and dream. Maybe take a dream journal up. I have a dream book. This is one of the ones I use. I find that most dream journals are pretty good, pretty accurate. Did I say dream journal? Dream reference book, the dream symbolism reference book. Don't attach yourself too much to the meaning of one little element of your dreams, however, is really the bigger picture of your dreams, because they deal with the entire subconscious as well as psychic and spiritual realms and beyond. Who knows exactly? But yeah, it can be a good starting point for you. And having a dream journal can help you to recognize patterns and themes that arise here. So, engage in ceremony and ritual. find a dream or vision and bring it back here to manifest. Because Neptune invokes both intuition and imagination, it can blur the boundaries between the two. It's all too easy to believe that what you want or what you are afraid of is in fact reality, which can make it easy for others to manipulate you by playing to your hopes and fears. Take each step with care. Working with Neptune is like walking in the fog. You can see the present moment clearly. It's just the future and the past that get lost in the hopes and fears. If the world feels too harsh, or if you're feeling easily overwhelmed, tend to your sensitive antenna. Pray rather than worry. Neptune speaks of our psychic permeability, encouraging us to soak up our surroundings. Use that to your advantage and choose your surroundings carefully. Meditate with a group. Tune into the trees, the earth beneath, the sky above, or sacred sites. Immerse yourself in whatever feeds you. Your challenge is that Neptune overwhelm can turn acceptance into passivity, imagination into illusion, and sensitivity and the hunger for spirit into addiction. Watch for water damage. So while you want to introduce water into your realm, we don't want too much to flow here. We want to be the king of the cups, not the one who is ruled by our emotions. So allow yourself to float, to swim in that great ocean of the collective consciousness. Soak up the presence of the divine soul. There is no separation between you and all sentient beings, between you and the realms of gods and spirits. I hope that was helpful for you all, fire signs. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Blessed be and be blessed.